Hi everyone, I'm up in Citywest, just at the Citywest Lewis stop. Now, the demonstration was to be organised for 7:30 this evening. I arrived up just before 7:30, and at that stage there was a good number of people that were up the avenue towards the hotel, and they were pushed back then by public order unit, and then subsequently they were pushed back down the road. People, there was no demonstration held in terms of speeches. It was supposed to be a peaceful assembly, and then a Garda van was set on light just up the road here on the road leading towards the Citywest Hotel. Now I'm on the Lewis tracks at the moment, and a few hours ago actually, they decided to stop the Lewises going all the way to Sagard as well. So because in response of the demonstration that was taking place as well. Now, there was massive crowds that turned up tonight in response to the horrific rape of the young 10-year-old girl on Sunday night into Monday morning, who was horrifically assaulted by a man who was arrested. He's now appearing before the courts tomorrow again, and apparently he's going to put in a bail application. This man also had a deportation order since March of this year. Absolutely just outrageous to what's taking place in our society. And I've spoken about in quite a number of videos about the Citywest Hotel and the money making racket behind the Citywest Hotel. But it's important to remember that this mass immigration agenda is being pushed by the Irish government in lockstep with many more governments right around Europe. And it's primarily about changing the demographic of countries, also about low wages, and also massively about benefiting those at the very top of society, such as Citywest behind me. Tetrarch Capital bought that through NAMA. Banks that we all bailed out through devastating years of austerity were paid over nearly €30 million for a COVID contract for a number of years. Then afterwards, up to €150 million have been paid over to them as well in terms of international protection. Nearly 2,000 people are being accommodated there. Up to 2,300 are estimated to be accommodated in this facility in a beautiful village in southwest Dublin. And today, people have had enough, and they've come out in support of that poor young girl who was the innocent girl. And this is the same typical response from the government. Today we got a response by the Irish government, who have come out and said that the rights of the child should be upheld, and there has to be a review into what took place with Tusla. This is the typical nonsense that we come to expect with the Irish government. They're not interested in protecting children. What about the children on the hospital waiting lists in terms of scoliosis surgery? What about the 5,000+ children in emergency accommodation? And what about all those others who are struggling to get special needs assessment in Irish society as well? But yet there's plenty of money for this massive money-making exercise in Ireland. The immigration racket, that's what it's become. It's just absolutely farcical. It's estimated next year €1 billion is going to be paid over for accommodating 33,000 people through this international protection system. And as well as that, we have a work permit system as well that the Irish government are fully supporting and fully behind. Of course, it benefits the big employers. Of course, it also benefits the commercial property owners like Tetrarch and people like Michael McElligott behind them, and also Starwood Capital, international vulture funds, Zionist, owned by Barry Sternlicht. Of course, they're in bed with the Irish government, with the Irish Strategic Investment Fund as well, and profiting from the housing crisis by renting apartments in Harold's Cross for €2,500 per month for the privilege of living there. There's only wonder when young people have had enough of what's going on in Irish society, why they're emigrating, why they've had enough of this lunacy that was taking place. And then at the sharpest end, when you see this taking place in Irish society, it's shocking. And it shouldn't deflect away from the events tonight of what was really driving behind this. This is about governments and the political establishment's responsibility here. It's about Tusla and all those officials as well, putting the vulnerable child in such a position. They're supposed to be caring for children, and currently they're caring for up to nearly 6,000 children, apparently. We also remember what happened to the Ukrainian lad last week in the north side of Dublin. absolutely horrific. This is off the wall to what's taking place in Irish society. It needs to be challenged, it needs to be confronted, it needs to be discussed openly, and not with the lazy narrative that's going to be pursued to say thugs and all this sort of stuff that's going to be pushed down the narrative of people to deflect away from the government's own responsibility to what they've done, and the political establishment in Ireland, who are all working in cahoots together on this mass immigration agenda. It's a globalist agenda. Of course, Peter Sutherland, an Irishman, was the father of globalism. Went to Gonzaga College. The Director General of the World Trade Organization, was all about the free movement of labour to benefit those big employers. So this is what's really taking place in Dublin. I spoke to a lot of great people tonight, people from all parts of Ireland that have travelled up to support the Sagart residents here, who are fantastic people, who stand up for decency, stand up for their communities, and it's a wonderful, beautiful, historical village here in Sagart, just up the road from the church, and so many people are suffering in their communities, being ignored, and at the sharpest end you can see the lack of safety, which is plain for anybody to see. So thanks so much for supporting my videos. Please share this video, please subscribe to what's taking place in Citywest and Sagart as well, and you can see the streams of cars all the way down here as I'm on the Lewis track, and you can see the amount of people that have came up tonight in support. So again, thoughts and prayers are with the young girl. God bless you all. Take care. Slán.